Well, I thought we'd have a little bit of an audio day today. Audio eggs or dodgy tech? Which one shall we start with? I think we'll put the eggs aside for a moment and we'll just have a look at the dodgy tech. Straight from AliExpress, probably cheap as chips. It's an amplifier based on a TDA, it looks like 7297. Lots of pins, little monster. Lots of pins. Oh, that one doesn't look like it's soldered too well. Yeah, that's interesting. So maybe if it doesn't work, I might have to do a little bit of resoldering. I did promise dodgy audio. So here you go. We've got 12 volt coming in, just a barrel jack, so that should be fine. Should be able to find an adapter for that. Our audio in normal 3.5 millimeter should be straight from the phone or whatever you want. We've got a pot here and it says 50K and it doesn't have a nice knob on it. So we'll put a nice knob on it to make it look schmick. And then we've got left out and right out and we've got positive and negative. So I think we'll just see if it's actually going to work and produce sound. Years ago, probably I would say 3 years ago, I did an amplifier project. I think it was an LM, I want to say 386 amplifier project, and I got these speakers reclaimed for nothing from the recycling centre. And all I've done is just put some little adapters on the cable here so I can plug them in somewhere. So yeah, I guess I'll just plug them in here and see if we can't find some sound coming out. Yeah, so the first thing to do is get it all hooked up and get some sound on there and see if there's any noise coming out. That would be good. All right, some progress has been made. So I've hooked up the speakers. Maybe the correct way around, maybe not. One thing to try. I haven't done anything with the dodgy soldering just yet. I did find this knob to put on here, so that's good, and I'll turn that all the way counterclockwise because that's normal. I did also download some copyright-free music from the YT, so we'll see what that sounds like. Yeah, suitably bland. Okay, so I do have an audio cable, and again, could be a weak link, I'm not sure. But let's firstly plug this in. This is 12 volts, and we have a blue light. Hope you can see that. That's nice. So that's a good sign, and nothing is warm or crackling or hideous like that. So let's get the sound going. Okay, so it's stopped, but that's still playing, so that means it should be coming out of this one. So this goes into here, and I hear nothing. Oh, I hear some buzzing. Oh, and very faintly in the background. Can you hear that? And only out of one speaker. Yeah, mostly noise. That's not good. And occasionally nothing. Right. That is not good at all. So, nice. Okay, I'll change the speaker cables around. Let's do that to start with and see if that makes a difference. Right, swap the cables over. Should be getting noise out of here, I think. Let me just check that. Yep. Oh, try Gemini. No thanks. Smartphones are becoming dumber as time goes on. Did you notice that? Anywho, let's not get old man. There we go. Okay, so that should be coming through here. All good. Let's just plug her in. And we have nothing. Little bit of buzz and hum in the background. Okay. Possible reasons. Let's just take this out. Yeah, possible reasons are this very poor soldering job on the back. So I go through all of those and make sure that they're all good. And check the audio cable. So I'll see if I can plug that into something else and get some noise out of it. What is going on with this thing? Oh, VLC. Okay, fine. Oh, man. Here we go. Yeah, so audio cable, and maybe you might put an amp through these speakers as well to see if it's getting noise out of something else. So lots of different things to check. I'm going to start with the soldering though. Well, I think that's looking a little better. Let's plug it back in and see if that was the problem. Yeah, yuck. I don't know if you can hear that just over the distortion, the buzzing. There's a very faint bit of music coming out of, again, only just this speaker. So, I think I bought another one of these. And also there's the cable too, could be the problem. So next thing to eliminate is the whole thing no good? Is it the cable? All right, let's do that. Old guy, new guy. Same setup, same distortion coming out of just the one speaker. All right, I'll go and see if I can find some different speakers and a different cable. We'll get there. Will we? I don't know. Yeah, really starting to hate that. Awful. The fan's still on. Okay, I'll turn that off. All right, so a couple of discoveries. One is, probably should have checked it to start with, that the original power supply, although it says 12 volts on the outside, is actually 15 volts, or measuring at 15 volts. I looked up the data sheet for the chip, and it can put up with 20, so it shouldn't be a problem. But just to eliminate that, I've gone to get another power supply, and this is legitimately 12 volts. So as measured instead of just what's on the cover, always a good thing. And the other thing that I've done is that I have got a new audio cable. So it's pretty much, I think, the last thing that that maybe I'll test before I throw these things out and say I was robbed, I tells you, because it was $2.50 or something like that for these guys. So, all right, so let's plug this one in. Oh, that's an interesting sound. And try this again. Here we go. Aha! There we go. Yeah, sorry about your ears. I just wanted to crank that up to see what wattage it could cope with. I can't remember what the specs are on this thing. Was it 20 watts, 30 watts? For $2.50, I mean, what do you expect, really? It's not, yeah. That's actually a pretty reasonable sound. Considering that the speakers are reclaimed, recycled, whatever you like to call them, found at the recycling centre. This thing is $2.50. That's not so bad. Anyway, hey, you know what I want to do? I want to see if that was the issue with the original one, which I resoldered. Let's do that. And let's try again. Yes. Shall we crank it? Let's do it. Two working $2.50 amplifiers. Sounds okay. I'm happy with that down here in the workshop. And what do I do with the old audio cable that didn't work? I use a little bit of, sometimes people say, are you passive aggressive? Nah, sometimes just aggressive. That thing isn't going to darken my doorway again. Cut it into 100 pieces or more. All right, let's get on to the eggs. Audio Day Part 2. What is it with the eggs? Well, a colleague of mine was having trouble with his ear pods, these things, which are apparently special for cycling, I guess because of the hanging on bits. So yeah, apparently quite comfortable and a good sound. Everything is happy days, except that apparently they run out of juice too early. So what are the possibilities? Well, you know, I mean, most likely what's going on in here is that the battery is probably a little too small for what's needed in terms of longevity. I'm guessing. I don't really know. The only thing that I can do really is to maybe clean up the contacts a little bit, which I'll do. So what I'll do is I'll maybe buff these contacts up a little bit. And I was even thinking of just a dollop of solder, a thin layer of solder over the top of them to give them a little bit of extra width, height, whatever you like to call, so the contacts are good. So I'll clean these contacts. I'll leave one as a control, if you like, and see if the cleaned up version has any. Ooh, a little red light went on. See if the cleaned up version has any extra life on the control version. To be honest, I'm not hopeful, and I don't really want to pull it apart unless he says, after I give them back, you know what, pull them apart just to see what's inside. Then we'll do it maybe on a later video. But for now, let's clean some contacts and give them back and see what happens. No, just kidding. I mean, maybe something like this. I was just thinking about actually just scraping them a little bit, but this that's a little bit of overkill. Sorry, jokes. Soft brush. Soft brush should be fine. Okay, so they've actually come up a bit shinier. So yeah, maybe some corrosion on those actual points. Maybe it's possible, I guess. So this is quite abrasive, so I'll be using this sparingly.
Yeah. Is it safe? I can't do it.
Okay. A little bit of a blast with some air, I think, and then maybe back to the soft brush to finish it off. Okay, maybe not turn it upside down. Wow. Maybe not turn it upside down. And he does it again. So this bloke's hilarious. All right. So just in case freezing it would help, I've done that. I don't know if you know about the whole upside down can of air thing, but if you do want some rapid freezing, it's pretty cool. Harmless, but cool. All right, let's go back to the soft brush. And then just thinking a little dollop of solder on the end there. That could be the make or break. Yeah, that could be a little tricky. We'll see how we go. Anywho, let's get back to this. It is interesting to me. I don't know if you can see it with your eyes, but one of these sticks up a lot more than the others. So they're quite recessed. That one's recessed, but this one on this side is actually up a little bit. So again, I'm not testing to destruction, but that would be one of the things that I'd sort of encourage to maybe sit down, because it could be disrupting the connection with the other pad. That would sort of make sense. Cool. All right. So let's get the soldering iron fired up and just a dollop on each of those, and then we'll just see if it charges. Well, I've made the soldering tip as clean as I can. And now we'll just, yeah, this could be very interesting. I wonder if I should just put a little dollop on it and just touch the tip here. Yeah, that's not a bad way to go. So one thing which I'm seeing is that little tip is actually moving about a bit. But anyway, that gives it a little bit of extra. I'll try the other one. Just a little dollop. There we go. I'll try and get in for a close-up photo of those. They'll be pretty rough compared to the old ones, but that's exactly what I want. Some roughness and some more possibilities of connection, because it's got some jagged edges and it's a little fuller. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, I'll get as close as I can to that. Then we'll connect it up and see if I haven't, done more damage than good. So much for the Hippocratic Oath. Here we go. Yeah, wow, that looked a lot cleaner until I got close up. But like I said, I'm not too fussed about that. Let's see if I can get the other one in focus. Yep, that's pretty much what I was looking for. Contacts that are a little jagged, a little larger than what they were. And now we will connect up and see if it'll charge. Good one. Well, I don't know the various lights and so forth that indicate goodness or badness for the egg, but at least I would say that looks like the big egg is charging. Whether the little guys inside pick up that charge, we will find out, but I'll leave that for a while until the egg is charged, and we'll come back to it. So I've cleaned up both eggs. This one just with this brush on the contacts, just in case there's any oil or grease or anything like that. This one a little bit more aggressively, as we've seen. So some abrasion followed by an application of solder. So I've just put a dot on here. I'll give this back to the original owner. We won't really know for weeks or possibly months as to whether that's been successful or not. So I'm going to say that's a circuit. Who knows if it's working or not? And that's your audio lot for today. See you next time.